And then with Logan getting taken out in the 8th, is that related to him at the wall, I think?
Like a what?
Sorry, like with him at the wall, I think he like slid into the wall.
Just because because his hamstring, he's always going to battle that. He can't run like Kendall can run. So, just basically, I mean, it is what it is, just for defense.
I think a couple times they battled early in the game. The hitters battled back from an 0-2 count to kind of extend it and extend that bat. Just maybe talk about the approach of, they got strike one, strike two, but couldn't really finish the batter off.
Yeah, that was our thing against Johnson. We wanted to get his pitch count up. We knew he threw 119 pitches one game last week, and then 2 days later, I think, threw 40 or so. And I didn't know how many he would go. I didn't even know if he would start until yesterday. But we felt like we needed to get his pitch count up, and we fought him. I know we had a couple of 0-2 count walks, and end up being, I know it really frustrates pitchers when you do that. And his pitch count after 3 innings, he was already like almost 70 pitches. So we knew that he would probably go no more than 5. We felt like it. But then, I don't know if I pronounce it right, Koenig, comes in, and, I mean, he pitched great. Maybe he's pitching his backwards, throwing his fastball 95, then he'd throw you a 2-0 cutter when you're thinking you're going to get a fastball. I mean, he really mixed, and I don't know if he could have thrown any better. I mean, he threw 3 innings and we got 1 hit on him.
And you mentioned yesterday how, game 1 last year, getting a little overextended in the bullpen maybe had a carryover effect. Do you like kind of where you're at and your options moving forward for the rest of the weekend?
Yeah. I mean, obviously in a perfect world, it would have been nice for Aiden to go 5. We would have let him go probably to 80 pitches. He did. I think he threw 60-something, but it wasn't an easy 60. It was a rough 60. And so it was like he threw 80, 85 to him. We just felt like, so when I took the ball from him, I said, that's enough pitches. And, as far as the bullpen, whatever we needed to do, and I thought those guys did a good job, and I think they might both be an option to bring back for sure on Landon.
Dave, the small ball today, I used it. I haven't seen a ton of it this year. Is that what, do y'all plan on using that today?
Well, we talked about it. We've been working on it a lot, especially the last few weeks, because we just feel like these games are going to be tight. You're going to have to lay down a bunt, sack bunt, advance runner, just kind of build a lead or try to catch up. And, I thought Thomas laid down a really good bunt today, and then obviously the push bunt, and showed it a couple other times. At the very least, it gets the corner guys up a little bit. Maybe you can hit it by them. So it's definitely a weapon, but it's something at this time of year because the games are so magnified, win and loss, that, you got to be able to do some of these things.
I know you mentioned yesterday that their splits were pretty even, but you obviously went Coyle, Bilesees, and had Gibbler ready. Was that the plan, that to roll some lefties after Aiden?
Yeah, it was. And then, obviously when Coyle came in, they weren't having as good of at-bats off the lefty. And so, their team batting average is, 260 against righties, 250 against lefties. So it's pretty close. But I felt like they got a lot better swings off the right-hander, and they were heading the count a lot. It's easier to hit when you're up 2-0 and 2-1 and 3-1. And against the lefties, they were behind in the count a little more.
Do you plan to play matchups tomorrow, depending on who it is, or do you know who your starter might be?
I know who it might be, yeah. Can we wait till after the game, and I'll give you a call? You got my number, right? You do. I know you do. Yeah, after the game. Let's see who wins. I may be asleep by then, but who knows? But, no, just kidding.
Dave, just a week. How did it play out? And it's not many games in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So that always worries me when you're not facing live pitching. But on the other hand, obviously I'd rather would have liked to have won the SEC tournament, played 3 games and won it, got out of there with a good feeling, and guys got a lot more at bats. But coming back, resting, we got back Friday night, gave Saturday off. We actually had a practice on Sunday, and we did a lot of talking about this week. And then I thought we had some, I would call them spirited hour-and-a-half practices, hour and 15 minutes, with all the players together, and we did them at midday, like at noon, and had battled some weather. We were inside a couple of days. We got outside one day, and they just seemed real upbeat and excited to play in this tournament. So that's what we did, and sometimes rest is good, sometimes the reps are good against other teams, but our schedule down the stretch was pretty tough, and it was very tough mentally. So I don't think that a couple of days more off was a bad thing this week.
Is it an encouraging sign for however long this postseason goes that the first punch you guys take in the first inning, you immediately responded with 2 runs there?
Yeah. I mean, that's what our team's done when we play good. It's like they don't get uptight about being down a run or 2 or 3. We know we're pretty good offense, and we just wait for a mistake and a big hit, and they did that today. And I would have loved to have had 11 or 12 runs, but 4-2 was a little stressful. When Cam got the big hit, that was a big relief for us. As far as thinking what we were going to do, we're going to get these guys loose, and it gave us an opportunity to, just keep the lefties in there instead of going to, a couple of our right-handers.
With Coyle going, 3 and whatever it was today, is he a guy that could start for you, or do you like having him as a long relief option in the bullpen?
Yeah, he could do whatever. If he started, you'd probably be looking at 3 innings, 3 to 4, maybe 4 if it was rest, a week's rest. If we got to Monday and we needed a starter and he hadn't pitched, he could start, probably give you 3 or 4. But Landon only threw 30 pitches. Coyle threw about 50, and that's what Coach went out and talked to him about. I don't think he told him this is your last hitter. He was more like, hey, I know you're getting tired. See if he can get you another out right here, get us in the dugout. If he hadn't got that out there, we might have made a move. We're not sure.
Coach, appreciate you.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.